Well, in 2023, our family of three were looking for somewhere to go that was not going to be a long haul overnight flight to Europe. So we settled on Vietnam, and my amazing wife found this caving adventure run by Oxalis. And we looked at some YouTube videos, and we started to settle on the Hang Tien cave exploration tour, the Hang Tien Endeavour HT2. We decided on this one, and we basically were booked and fully paid by November last year, and we went on the 17th to the 19th of April in 2024. So basically we've just come back, and I thought I'd put this video together to show you exactly what it's like to spend some time on the Hang Tien Endeavour cave tour. And we picked this one because it was specified as a dry cave. Now, you do, on the first day that you go out, you do Fun Cave, but believe me, when you get into Fun Cave, you are up to your neck in the water. It's about 800 meters in and 800 meters back. It's absolutely amazing, but do not think for a second that it is a dry cave. So we'll go through exactly what we went through. They do interrogate you, as in Oxalis sends you lots and lots of questionnaires about your physical fitness, your capabilities, how many hikes you've done, what sort of trekking experience you've got. Look, as long as you're fit and you can walk in the jungle, you'll be absolutely fine, and you're ready for some adventure. You get an assistant. In this case, you can see the adventure consultant has come up. They will talk you through absolutely everything. And look, I can't rate this camp highly enough. It was just fantastic. We stayed at a place called Chay Lap farmstay, which is about 45 minutes from the Tan Hoa village where Oxalis has their base of operations. And getting to Phong Nha is explained on the website. It's all pretty straightforward. There are lots and lots of places to stay around Phong Nha, and basically a bus or a four-wheel drive will pick you up on the morning of your tour, and that will all be communicated to the hotel, and it's all very, very seamless. So you don't need to worry about language barriers. The guides all speak varying degrees of English, but it's not a problem. For us, it was $384 US per person, which we thought was absolutely good value. Everything is explained. They go through everything with you, and we had an absolutely great time. Anyway, have a look at the video if you like, and that will be an indication of what it's like to do the Hang Tien Endeavour cave.
We made it to Chay Lap. Hooray!
So tomorrow, caving. So this is a very modest room. We've got a couple of bugs in the room already. They've given us the rundown, which is there are mozzies and insects everywhere, and the room smells like lemongrass. It smells really quite lovely. We need to have dinner straight away. It is 7:15 at night. Caving tomorrow, dinner now. We're just getting everything ready for the cave trip tomorrow. 6 a.m. start, so bright and early, getting everything charged, which is sort of the biggest issue in 2024. Well, this is pretty cool. This is our morning before the caving walk. So it's 6:36 on the 17th of April. And we're just going to go and have a quick bite to eat, have some brekkie. Our email said we're getting picked up at 7:15. So this is our typical breakfast fare. Got lots of interesting things. All good. Righto, step one, it's 10 to 8 and we've just been picked up from the hotel. Righto, so it's 9:15 and we're at the Oxalis staging post, and it looks like our group, we've got 9, and they seem like a really lovely group of people. I've been chatting to a German guy and his French girlfriend on the bus trip here. Already pretty warm, got to be 33, 34, very humid, but the mountains behind us are just extraordinary.
On the track, so if you want to go somewhere for take a photo.
Okay, so the next step is very necessary signing of release forms. So everything's pretty well set up here. So they've got a special bag for security. Everyone gets a dry bag for going in the cave. I'm going to take my own because you can leave that at the cave entrance when you go swimming. And we leave our main packs here to pick up. And we've already given the porters these bags, which go to the campsite for tonight. 10:30. big bus trip before we start, about half an hour in the bus.
There are many sharp rocks under the water.
Alright, so we're on our way. Quick 20-minute bus ride. It's pretty warm, maybe 36.
Very high humidity.
Very high humidity, but that's okay. It's hot and wet. And I'm in the jungle.
It'll be hot and wet. That's nice if you're with a lady, but it ain't no good if you're in the jungle.
But also with the lady.
And also with a lady. And it's nice with a lady. But the mountains surrounding us are really quite amazing. All right, what you can't see up there is the cave entrance to the first cave. So this is lunch, and we've been encouraged to have a swim, which I think I'll definitely do. Just jump in with your clothes on, they'll dry off. And they've got a tarp set up here, and they're starting to prepare lunch. Looks great. And we're only 2.5 kilometers into our track. I thought it was going to be 6. Very, very nice. So just everyone's having a quick dip. It's absolutely beautiful in the water. I'd say it's easily 28, 29 degrees. And if I turn around, that is the entrance to our cave. So that's where we're going after lunch. Okay, so this is our first cave. This is Fun Cave, the entrance, which is wet. So we've been told take appropriate precautions. So we're just leaving our bags at the entrance here, and we will come and retrieve these after we spend about an hour in Fun Cave. Okay, so we're not very far in. The water is very warm. We're about waist deep, and you really got to feel where you're going with your feet. Righto, so we are without life jackets on. It would be almost impossible to move forward in this cave. So this is really quite an amazing experience. I am absolutely up to my neck in this amazing, amazing cave. Alright, so this really is proper adventure caving. The water in the Fun Cave was pretty warm, easily 25 degrees. The cut-proof gloves they give you ended up being indispensable because some of the rocks in the cave were razor sharp, like obsidian scalpels. Alright, if you can see this, these are absolutely razor sharp. They're so lethal. This massive spider is about, what, 12 centimeters across? No, 15. Yeah, that's amazing. Very cool. This is our last big swim of the cave. It was quite amazing here. This is well, that's low. So this is the cave pole that I was talking about. That would scare me the most about being a cave explorer. That's pretty cool. That was good. The crab in the cave. So this is the exit of Fun Cave. Should be called Wet Cave. But it was absolutely amazing. We've left Fun Cave and we're on our way to our camping location. And the backdrop behind me is just so beautiful. This really is the jungle. So definitely don't come on this walk if you're expecting a completely dry experience, even though Hang Tien is the dry cave. Still good, it's just very wet. I mean, we were in the water up to our necks in the cave, and it's, 45 minutes later and I'm almost dry. Righto, so it is now about 4:30. We've been here for about half an hour. This is our camp, and it is absolutely fine. We're down by the river, which is very pretty. People are hanging stuff out to dry because everything is, of course, wet, because we were literally up to our necks in the water in the river system. And this is what you get: a couple of doubles, a couple of singles. Got the staff over here, mountains all around, and a glorious afternoon just with sound of insects and dragonflies up above. Lots and lots of dragonflies. And this is where you hang your boots, dead boots. So we'll go for a swim in a bit. Dinner at 6. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock, which means dinner time, and this is the sumptuous feast that's been laid out for us. It looks amazing. Yum yum. Good morning. Absolutely felt like the world's worst sleep last night, but surprisingly we got up at about 5:45, and This is the view that we couldn't quite see last night, but absolutely spectacular, sitting here watching fireflies buzzing around on a half moon sky. So look at this view, just amazing. Got the mountains in the background, sound of water, absolutely lovely. Very tranquil, about to have breakfast. So feeling pretty good actually. And we'll see what the second day of our Hang Tien cave tour brings us. Hang Tien Endeavour. Righto, day 2, 8:42, 12 minutes behind schedule. And the motley crew is heading off to Hang Tien 1 cave, and it's about a 20-minute walk apparently.
Right?
Oh yeah, I did forget to put that inside. No inner liners. The start of the second day, we're walking through pretty, call this dense jungle, and the ground is very rocky, which is not normally a problem. But the boots that we're wearing, that wear basically the Oxalis loaners, the soles are quite thin, which means that they're good in the caves because you actually get quite a lot of tactile feedback and you can feel your way around, which you really need when you can't see, when you're up to your neck in water in the caves. But on open rocky ground, it's really quite hard work on your feet, and a lot of the porters and our guides are basically just wearing sandals, so it's really not that bad, nothing to complain about. And we've been walking for just 300 meters, and that is the view. That's the exit to the cave that we're going into. And that's the grand reveal. We've just come in, and we're going into the maw of the cave. So some of the things that we're trying to clamber across are challenging. Whilst it is a dangerous environment, the Oxalis guides are always there to assist and guide us, as well as explaining the cave fauna, formations and geology. They manage to keep us safe without us feeling smothered. Day 2, we're off at 8:45 and into Hang Tien 1 after a 45-minute walk. This cave took us an hour and a half. Then it was back into Hang Tien 2, which has a much smaller entry and is much prettier, with a simply enormous cavern at the end, about 85 metres high. Then, after lunch near the exit of Hang Tien 2, we were out of Cave 2 and back into Cave 1, exiting via the ladder, then back out into the steamy jungle for our final few kilometres and the big climb back out to the waiting bus and an icy cold beer. Okay, so this is a ladder, and you can just see daylight poking through the other side.
We're almost at the exit of Hang Tien 1, and we're just going up the ladder, but we're all harnessed in, so it's very safe. And the last little bit was challenging but fun.
And lo and behold, after the ladder climb, we are presented with more jungle. The end of the cave, Hang Tien 1. That absolutely lives up to the reputation of adventure caving. That was brilliant. So we've been told to leave our helmets on. It's a 15-minute walk between Hang Tien 1 and Hang Tien 2. So I've got trusty gloves on. It's pretty treacherous actually, and the rocks are extremely sharp.
Imagine we've got to walk up there to get out, the 200-metre thing.
Alright, so this is the entrance to Hang Tien 2. And it feels lovely. Shine your light on that. That's very different.
Keep all the way, keep pose. Keep pose.
Thank you.
And inside we will have a sand, a very small sand or some pebble inside. So yeah, when during the rainy season, the water gonna running down this and sweep. This one gonna sweep away.
Oh.
Yeah. And calcium carbonate gonna deposit all directions.
So we've got to climb up here. So we're heading out of Hang Tien 2 and we'll have some lunch near the entrance.
Probably can't even see him. Definitely hear them, you know. Can't they? I don't know. I don't know what you are. You have some massive legs.
You are very fascinating.
So, quick sum up, we've just had a fantastic lunch in the cave, which was pretty cool, and this is our exit. So after this, no more caving. Oh, go back to Hang Tien 1. And I do not need my light on for the moment. And it is a bit greasy getting out here.
Yeah, it is.
We're exiting out of Hang Tien 1, and up ahead is the entrance. Or the exit. Take your pick. And it really does look like it was a scene out of Alien.
So that's the amazing, amazing entrance to Hang Tien 1. We come around and that's daylight. Righto, so we are back to Hang Tien 1 and we're going back through this cave and then we'll meet at the rendezvous and we'll finish for the day. So 20 to 1. So this is the more of this massive, massive cavern. Anyway, off we go. I'm dragging the chain. Alright, so this is the hill that they talk about on the end of day 2, which is pretty lovely. Not especially steep, but it is a gift that keeps on giving. Everyone's pretty hot and bothered, but the guides are wonderful. They're extremely helpful and very considerate and very focused on our safety and comfort, which is good. Enjoying some jungle. Now, the only drama I've got is I can't see my feet, so I'm peering over the top of the pack. But it's very interesting walking. Oh, this is very cool. You could almost believe you're in the jungle. 2.8 k's. It doesn't sound very far, but that was pretty hard work actually. I'm absolutely saturated. I'm so wet. There's not a single part of me that is dry after that walk in 36, 37 degrees and I think about 107% humidity, but I'm glad we have finished that. Apparently we have some cold bevies waiting in the bus and this is the end of our caving tour. So they make you work for it. And apparently summer is hotter and more humid. So, everything's just clinging to me. So I'll be sitting as a sticky mess in the bus. All right, so they're waiting for slow coach, which is me with my camera again. So this is it. We've just had a group photo. Cue the photo and we're heading back to the bus, still absolutely dripping with sweat. And what a fantastic 2 days. Off to the farm stay tonight and into the magic bus now. And it's been a great group of people, 9 of us from Belgium, France, Germany, Canada and of course Australia. Alright, so a word on shoes. So these are the shoes that we got from Oxalis and they're quite thin soled on the base, but I'm so glad that I use these and not my own sneakers because they just cop an absolute beating. They go through mud, you swim in them in the caves, and they were pretty tough, pretty uncomfortable on the rocks, but really happy that I use these. So people in our group use Keens, they use sneakers, the guides generally use sandals, but these were a really good choice. So good on you Oxalis for providing these boots. Alright, it's 4:15 and the sweat has dried and we're back at the Oxalis I guess base of operations. And I mean the hills behind me, they're just amazing, absolutely amazing. I can't get over these hills. Anyway, we're off to stay with the local family. I don't know how local you can get considering it happens every night of the week here, but that's the next step. We've said farewells to our guides, given them tips, and we're still with the group, so we'll be with the group tomorrow. And this is basically the end of the Oxalis experience.
So next adventure is cycling. Xin chào! Is riding to our accommodation from the Oxalis rooms. These bikes are about 100% better than the pieces of crap we had in Hoi An. So this is where we're staying, the Huangdong homestead, and this is the view that we get. It's absolutely magnificent. All around this little village are these extraordinary mountains, just beautiful. All right, so we've ridden 1.2 kilometers down the road, and this is where we are going. Oh wow, looks very spacious. Got a bathroom with a shower, hooray! And we could have had James in here. This room is very, very spacious. In fact, Chris and I can have a bed each. We're both pretty stinky and looking forward to a shower. So this is our farm stay experience so far.
Even cassava, corn, and sweet potato.
So we're getting stuck into the rice wine. Arno's the bartender, so he's filling us up. Thanks, man. So look at this feast. This is just magnificent. So this is our local family feast. Well, we're packing up. This is our little farm stay. We're off quad biking in a little while. Apparently it goes for about 2 hours, and had breakfast at the Oxalis homestead. We got washing done last night. It was about 10,000 Vietnamese dong per piece, so about 60 Australian cents. Meal last night was fabulous. Plenty of food, plenty of everything. Xin chào.
Located by the sea, or the sand, easy. It's up and down mountain. Well, so after 10 years or 15 years, we take the boat and put in some more coffee and put to cemetery. That's why you see a hole around it. But remember, use your foot right.
Always a safety briefing first. Going downhill is more hair raising than going uphill. It's surprisingly smooth and gentle. It's really quite relaxing. I'm just going for a ride around the village, and one thing that I wanted to point out was this. So all the barrels underneath, not all the buildings, but some, and these poles, these sort of riser poles that guide these buildings up, so that when this area floods, and it does, the buildings rise up the side of the riser poles. Look how high those poles are. So apparently, I think in 2020 they had a flood that was 9 meters or 11 meters above where we are now, which is, it's almost inconceivable. Inconceivable! So there's another one. And I actually think, whether that's for people to sleep in or for animals, I'm not sure, but the buildings that have the floats on them seem to be a lot smaller, but I can't really see any animals around, so maybe it's just like an emergency sleeping quarters that they go into. If not for Oxalis, they would still be completely subsistence farming, hunting, they've told me, growing vegetables, growing rice, although I don't think they grow a lot of rice here. You can actually hear thunder in the background, so hopefully we're not in for a storm. And I feel incredibly privileged to ride around a Vietnamese village in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of Vietnam. It's quite extraordinary. And we're all spread out. So there are 9 of us on our Oxalis tour, and we're in different homestays spread around the place. So here's another one, Huan Bay homestay. But just look at these mountains, absolutely staggering. And the little girl that I photographed, cue the photo, very, very cute. She's 6 years old. Her writing is really, really neat. And her mother works near Saigon. She's growing up here, and her mother comes home only 3 times a year, and her grandmother is raising her and her little brother. But really enjoying this. And it's now 10:30. In half an hour, we are off to the Oxalis homestead, or base camp, HQ, whatever you want to call it, to pack up and get shuffled off back to Phong Nha and Chay Lap farmstay. Xin chào. So I'm just soaking in one last glimpse of that magnificent view. So we're off to Phong Nha now, and they'll throw us in the bus. We got really lucky. The group of 9 of us, we've all got on really, really well. Everyone was really friendly, really chatty, and really encouraging to each other, and everyone, I think, had a great time. Yeah, worth every penny. I'd absolutely come back. I'm talking about doing Son Doong cave, which is really daunting. Like, it would be full on to be inside the cave for 4 whole days. What an adventure. This has just been exceptional, and it lived up to every expectation, and this really was the linchpin of the trip. So super glad that we booked it and we did it, and I think we did well with the cave, and we ended up swimming literally up to our necks, and that turned out to be a real part of the adventure. So happy days, really good.